Essar Radio. You, me, or hum.
You are listening to Essar Radio. You, me, or hum.
We have the power to win the world. Let's go,
Essar Cares, only on Essar Radio.
Can't believe how time flies, and it's already been another week. Here we are on a day that we bring to you Essar Cares, a show that is dedicated to Essar Foundation's COVID initiatives. This is Supriya with you on Essar Radio, You, Me, or Hum. We're talking about some very important things. And this June, people around the world are celebrating the month of LGBTQ Pride. It's also, in fact, a month when the world comes together to pledge for unity and diversity, be it in our communities, workplaces, or even in our families. Essar Foundation is celebrating the Pride Month with a lot of energy and enthusiasm. And Essar Foundation took this opportunity to highlight its transgender empowerment campaign called the Rainbow Project, be it upskilling the transgender community for dignified employment or then rescuing over 2,000 transgenders amidst the lockdown. The Rainbow Project has been tirelessly working towards diversity and inclusion. As a mark of support towards the community, Essar Foundation has changed its profile pic across social platforms, I'm sure you've seen this, to represent this initiative and to show its dedication towards the cause. Also, India's first transgender artist and teacher, Devendra S. Mangalamukhi ji, will be teaching Kathak to our SRites over Essar Learning TV. How cool is that, right? In fact, you know what? This month, Essar Foundation also launched the Trans School, the first e-learning platform for trans persons. And in its fourth session, Essar Foundation cut across geographical boundaries. Yup, Trans School hosted the first transgender model of the subcontinent, Miss Anjali Lama, interviewed by Dr. and Mrs. World Aditi Govitrikar. Joined by over 5,000 viewers, the session was live across Essar Foundation's social media platforms. Here's what Dr. Aditi Govitrikar had to say about Essar Foundation's transgender sensitization initiatives.
Essar Foundation is doing some amazing work with the trans community. The important point here is that it's a very marginalized and vulnerable community. And given the situation currently, it's even more difficult for this community because the livelihood is pretty much taken away. So not only are they financially facing a lot of struggle, but even otherwise, I mean, it's a tough life for them, and it is our endeavor to include them. So that is the endeavor. Like I said, Essar Foundation is doing some amazing work. We are planning to help them upskill and to acquire some new skills, if possible, by giving them ways and means and helping them to become independent so that they are financially independent, plus a sense of well-being is something that one needs to look at for this community.
That's Dr. Aditi for you. Now it's time to invite a special guest who is a powerhouse in every way.
Hi, this is Grace Banu. I'm a founding director of TransRightsNowCollective. I'm India's first trans woman engineer.
Well, we're going to get chatting in a bit, so stay tuned to SR Radio.
We have the power to win the world. Let's go,
Essar Radio. You, me, or hum.
Essar Cares, only on Essar Radio.
On SR Radio today, we're bringing you SR Cares, a show dedicated to Essar Foundation's COVID initiatives. And it's time for us to speak to and welcome Miss Grace Banu onto our show. She is the founder director of TransRightsNowCollective and the first Dalit trans woman to have earned a degree in engineering. Discrimination in her formative years has really emboldened her to devote her life to the empowerment of the transgender community. Through various fundraising campaigns across the nation, she has raised over 10 lakh rupees to provide food for the community that has lost its livelihood under the lockdown. Recently profiled by the fashion magazine Vogue, she is the central advocate of the amendment of the Transgender Protection Rights Bill. It is an absolute honor to have you with us on our show, Grace. Thank you for joining us. Now, you are the first trans woman with an engineering degree. Tell us what your academic journey was like.
I faced so many discrimination, so many oppression from the civil society. After that only I got this degree.
You're also a freelance technologist with a Delhi-based startup, and you believe in the power of technology to serve communities. And you've also, in fact, conducted various trainings for members of the transgender community to seek mainstream corporate jobs. So tell us about your success stories.
I'm doing a lot of digital space training, how to use the digital space for the rural area people. Thing is that a technology platform should go to the underprivileged rural area, Dalit minority and Adivasi community people. So that's my priority. And the successful thing is so many things I did. The first trans woman who admitted in the medical college student, and your first trans woman who got the pharmacist job, and your first trans woman sub-inspector of police, and your first trans woman who enter into their nursing course. So many success histories I have. Now, simultaneously, I'm doing PNBSc government examination preparation. The people who wants to get the government job.
Grace, I'm sure our listeners want to know a lot more. So we're going to keep this conversation going. So stay tuned to SR Radio, you guys.
You are listening to SR Radio.
We have the power to win the world. Let's go, everybody.
SR Radio. You, me, or hum.
SR Cares, only on SR Radio.
On SR Radio today, it is SR Cares that we bring to you, a show dedicated to Essar Foundation's COVID initiatives. And in conversation with us is the founder director of TransRightsNowCollective and the first Dalit trans woman to have earned a degree in engineering. Well, we're talking about Miss Grace Banu. Grace, Essar Foundation's Rainbow Project has done quite a bit to help the transgender community, especially when you look at the rural areas during these tough times of the pandemic. What are your views?
I appreciate their work. It was awesome. They are doing a grateful work because the mainstream corporate now come forward to support the trans community. So this is what we want. This is our dream so many years. They are doing skill development course and they are starting a trans school also. The mainstream corporate, they are ready to support the trans communities.
It is about coming together and being there for each other now, isn't it? Also, Grace, what are your views on Essar Foundation's Trans School, the first ever e-school for the transgender?
It's a great opportunity for us because so many people like us, the minority, Dalit, Adivasi community, minority community people, transgender persons, we don't have opportunities like this. So Essar Foundation create that platform. We are very happy to utilize that platform. And all the best. They are doing grateful and wonderful, useful, powerful work.
I always say this, every little step, every little effort really counts, and we're so happy to be part of this journey, really. And Grace, thank you so much for being with us on SR Radio today. Before we let you go, any parting thoughts, anything that you want to share with us?
Don't treat trans people as a god. Please, you treat us a human because you and me, we are a human. We should spread your humanity with everybody.
How wonderful. Grace, thank you again for joining us. And for our listeners, well, anything you'd like to share with us, send in an email to employee.connect@srservices.co.in. It's a wrap for today, but we'll see you very soon. Take care and bye-bye.
SR Radio. You, me, or hum.